talking about?
The plate is like this big.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Here's the Deal. We've got a special guest today. We're missing Salty Sarah. We know some of you are going to be missing her, but I feel like this is going to be a great show.
That I'm here.
Let's
make it fun.
Yeah. Duh. We got a lot to talk about today. We're going to talk a little bit about the draft. We're going to talk about some of the upsets. And one of the biggest matches or matchups in the Big 12, Texas versus OU. Obviously, Texas alum, Oklahoma alum. I really wish you wouldn't do that.
Sorry. We're not even on the topic. I'll let it chill. I'm really
sorry. You're already trying to start shit.
Yeah, because it's OU Texas. I've been talking shit for like a month, okay? That's just how this one's going to go.
Look, things are going to go down at the tailgate when I beat her ass in cornhole.
Okay, she might, because I'm not like a total stud at cornhole, but...
Yeah, me either. I just talk shit.
That's really
Allie knows this. Allie knows this.
Yourself up for failure most days.
Yeah, totally. But let's talk about the draft. It was announced on Monday, and the Chicago Bandits had the number one pick for the first time in a long time.
Yes.
And they chose Kelly Barnhill. Your thoughts on the number one pick?
I mean, she's legit. I think back to...
She's aight.
Yeah, she's okay. No, I'm just kidding. Honestly, Kelly made me look a little foolish at the USA tryouts, so I got a little taste of the heat. Okay. I got a little taste of her rice ball.
Okay.
It went right past my back. No, she deserves it, and she's a gamer, and I've enjoyed watching her. I feel like she's been there for 15 years because of how good she is, and she's just been on that stage. So, number one pick, nobody can take it from you, and I respect any number one pick. I think it's such a cool, experience and thing to get. So
yeah, what was you can speak to that very experience. What was it like seeing that news in real time?
Yeah, it was cool. I was at Diamond Dogs. Shout out to Norman. Diamond Dogs.
Is it like a corn dog?
It's a corn dog joint, and I knew that I could eat a corn dog and watch the draft. And so we had a feeling, and anyway, they put it on all the TVs, and it was cool because you had like just your normal like fans that were in Norman and supporters and stuff like that. And I had a couple teammates and watched the draft and number one pick come across the screen. It's like you can't describe that moment. It's pretty surreal.
Well, I love corn dogs.
You had
me at corn dog.
No, they have a corn dog. I want to say it's like, oh man, they put like they crunch up some cereal and put it on it.
That sounds.
No,
like cornflakes?
I kind of wanted to cuddle with it. Like, that's how I felt. Like, don't look at me like that. You know that feeling. You know what I'm talking about. Cuddle with the corn dog? I don't know.
I remember
or eat it, whatever.
First weeks working here at Flo, Chez was talking about Sonic corn dogs, like, all week.
Okay,
like,
so don't even act. So, no, you know what? Like, that's what I'm talking about. That's the shit I'm talking about. Too cool for school here, but she was talking about corn dogs all week. Don't play that game with me, Chez.
Look, I have a strong love for corn dogs. They're delicious. They're nostalgic. The breading, everything about it. And not even just, you don't even have to get it in the dog form. You can get it in cheese form.
Oh my God.
She said dog form.
Did I just scare some people?
We need to move on.
Oh, what's up, D'Angelo? I don't know if you know who D'Angelo is. He's like one of LSU's biggest and craziest fans.
I probably was heckled by him when I played
I'm sure. He's behind the backstop.
I'm sure.
He is nonstop. I feel like he's like, it looks like he's in a cage because he's like behind, like yelling and screaming. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Just from the opposite end.
When I played at LSU, I was on first base, and they had, I'm pretty sure there's liquor allowed in their stadium. And it was before everybody else.
D'Angelo, let us know.
It was before everybody else had liquor in their stadium, I believe. Mm-hmm. So they had a row of people ready to go, and they attacked me for my character. Mm-hmm. I mean, I love it.
What does that even mean?
Just, they come after you, like, they find out, like, a little, like, private information, and you're like,
yeah.
Where
so what do they say?
From? I don't know, something about my sister. They made, like, your dog's ugly, which struck a huge chord with me. I mean, like, that was something I couldn't really move forward from. No, I'm just kidding. They really, like, they just heckled me. It was fine. It was fine.
Were you ever heckled at Texas?
Okay, I'm going to tell you a Texas story.
Okay, bring it.
We beat Texas, which is, like, shocking. Just kidding. We do it all the time. But anyway, so we were...
That was after my era.
We were doing...
Clarification.
We were doing the OU chant at the end that we do for our fans. And there was the little... the wheelchair section, and there was like this little tiny old woman, and she was standing up, and she was wearing all Texas stuff. So I'm like, okay, she's joining our chant. So we're like moving back and forth, kind of like, you know, boomer or whatever. And she just... middle fingers.
Wow.
And was just
bold.
waving them in the air. And that's what I think
Kinda
of Texas fans.
Wait, was it Ches?
This little...
No. Oh, wow. You guys.
It was
Wow.
probably Ches.
It was not me.
Wheelchair section.
Come on now.
Grandma. She was a grandma. Just kidding.
Y'all are mean.
Yeah, the fans at Texas are pretty freaking hardcore.
Yeah.
It's hard to play there.
I'm hoping that bus pulls up in left field.
Oh, and
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yeah. So whoever owns that, please show up. I will meet you for an adult beverage.
D'Angelo said, "We love booze, baby." LOL. And I put same.
Yeah.
same. LOL.
Damn. Okay, let's go back to the draft and kind of break down each team and I want to get your take on Chicago Bandits picks. Now they chose Kelly Barnhill at 1, and then they went with Alyssa DiCarlo
Stud.
for their second pick,
It's a great pick.
and Kaylee Clifton.
Which she's my girl, and she's overlooked a lot. She's like the steady, calm, like consistent player on OU. Doesn't
agree.
get a lot of pub, kind of with some bigger names, but she's like the mainstay. She reminds me
She's
so
like the
much.
glue?
Yes, and she reminds me of Georgia Casey when I played with Georgia Casey. She's one of the best second basemen I've ever played with or seen, and they have so many things in common. So I just have a soft spot for Kaylee. So it's cool to see her drafted and continue to play.
Now their next pick after Kaylee was Abby Cheek, and then they went with Katie Reed, and then ended with Savannah Hebner, another pitcher. Overall, thoughts on their picks?
I mean, I think they're good picks. It's kind of, it gets into the same thing really with the Pride now of just stacked rosters. I mean, if you look at them top to bottom, Chicago's got names, they've got power, experience. I mean, we go head to head with them every season. If you really compare our rosters, they're comparable. So it'll be for a fun summer.
So, I think a real question: Sydney Romero or Kaylee Clifton? Yeah.
Why would you do that to me on my team? She's so rude. She's so
that.
mean.
Because
Okay.
everybody wants to know that.
Honestly, if we could create a player and half, I can't even answer that.
That's a bullshit answer.
Well, you know what? That's a bullshit question. I don't want to split them up, so let's put them into one player form. Consistency of Kaylee Clifton, but both their defenses are insane. I mean, they're so insane. They're so good. They're clutch moments.
You're right. You know,
Sid can hit. They're literally, come on,
that was
don't do
kinda
that to
mean.
me.
DJ Gasso said,
Asshole.
"Don't do it low."
Yeah, I was like, asshole, don't do that. Jeesh.
I know. Well, Sydney and Kaylee weren't the only players to go into the draft. Moving on to the USSSA Pride, who already has Paige Parker. They add Sydney Romero, Amanda Lorenz, Megan Good,
Great picks. Shay Knighton.
Shay
is down
Knighton.
There are so many.
And yeah, I think is that all of them?
I'm stoked on Amanda
and
Lorenz.
Keely Milligan.
Fast as
Yeah, she fast.
she fast, girl, just like me. We'll race. It's fine. We'll figure out who's faster. Something we do. But no, I'm super pumped about Amanda Lorenz. I think she's just a stud, and she's like a game changer. So I love her addition. And then getting the sisters back together is important. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, that's
and
freaking awesome.
with Sydney and Sierra. And I'm excited. I haven't gotten the chance to play with Sydney. I've literally seen her grow up since she was a recruit, coming on trips to Oklahoma. So it's crazy when you stay in the sport that long and you start to see things, kind of unfold and careers unfold, and we're all meeting up at the end. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, like full circle.
Yeah, totally.
Because Sid and Amanda played together in club ball, and now that their college career is over, they can basically become a new version of the Batbusters on the UCCA Pride.
And that's kind of what happened with some of the Firecrackers. When I was in travel ball, I ended up reconnecting, with Hallie Wilson, and then Kylie was in the league, and you saw Cheyenne Tarango and just a couple other players. Janelle Linville was in there too. Just to see, you start and you're kind of grinding it out through high school. Like, we don't even know what we're gonna do. Like, what is our life gonna look like? And then we meet back up at the professional level. It's like, you can't script that. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty badass. And when I think about Amanda Lorenz and Sid and Kelly Barnhill, like, these are franchise players.
Yeah, you need them.
You really want to make sure that they stay in the league as long as possible, because with given their personalities, their level of play, it is going to bring the fans to the stadium, and that is so important for the NPF. To be able to continue to grow.
No, it's huge, and that's when I came in with Shelby Penley, and that was another thing where we went back to back. And you talk about the personalities, and that's really what carries the league, and our brands, and what the content that we create for these fans on the field and off the field. It's totally, NPF is the player's brand. It's who we are. So. I think it's important that those main players have a place to play. So we need to get it cracking on some new teams. Hey, holler, sponsor. money, shmoney.
Well, on a side note, D'Angelo has invited us to LSU, and he said drinks are on him.
So
It's
you
an invite.
just let me know.
Is this
D'Angelo,
like going to be a
and I'll
family
be there.
trip? It's going to be a road trip?
I'm down.
I do have one question for you, Lauren.
Sure.
If you were to be in a race with Amanda Lorenz, who would win?
Me. I'm so fast. And another level kicks in when I'm going against somebody. Like, when I hit a ball into the gap, it's me versus me. It's not me versus the outfielder. It's me versus me every time.
You're turning it on, huh? You're just,
No, like, it's
going.
weird. I get to another
you're
place.
talking
My
like-
track roots from 7th grade come out, and I turned the burners on.
You're talking...
I gave myself chills right there. Look, zoom in. There's chills on my arm. I'm not kidding you. It's pretty cool.
You're talking about yourself like you're like Sonic the Hedgehog or something.
I think that might be like next step is be that guy, the freeze
Oh, the freeze?
that goes and races people. That
baseball
might
games?
be what's next.
Wait, I need some explanation. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
The baseball on the MLB, like they run the track,
Yeah.
like the warning track.
Oh, right, yeah.
And he races the fans because he's so fast. You just barely see him.
He gives him like a huge head start too, like halfway. Like
Oh,
across the
really?
field.
And he
I'd
still
let
beats
you be.
him?
I'd let you be 4 steps from the finish line.
Really?
That's how confident I am.
Come on.
This needs to happen.
4 steps.
I'm so
Damn
annoying.
dog.
Oh, man.
Wow, okay. Let's go ahead and... overall, thoughts on the Pride's picks, because I have my opinions. I'm about to give them to you.
I think Shay could have gone higher. That's just my opinion in general of Shay Knighton. She's like the definition of clutch. Glad we still got her, so I'm not going to complain about like her level. She could have gone somewhere else if she went sooner. We had talked about it. The catcher aspect.
Yeah, I think that was like
Shout
a
out to my
mistake.
girl Chelsea Goodacre, who's
Look.
going to be putting in that work this summer.
Goody's a tremendous catcher,
She's incredible. She doesn't.
but she needs help, bro.
She needs help, but like really, like skill wise, it's like it's hard to compare catchers. She's that good. That's how I feel about my catcher, you know.
Yeah.
But you can't have someone that good play every game. I mean, it's not feasible. Our summer is very long. We play.
Well,
damn
you
near
have
every
enough
night.
position players. Who's going to start catching?
Not
I
me.
think Bianca. I think
Bianca
can
can catch. Absolutely, she can
Yeah,
catch.
she can
No, I
catch.
think, and honestly, it's like Goody's does not complain. That's another thing. Chelsea Goodacre does not complain. If you put her back there multiple consecutive nights, she'll go. It's just why, you know, she's too good to be playing that many games. Like,
Yeah.
it's just stupid.
Yeah, we'll see if they pick up a catcher?
I would say, personal opinion, Leah Wodak. I know she's
Was
coaching
she?
with OU right now. I'll talk to her tonight.
Okay, all right. Give us a
I'll work
scoop.
this out.
Give us a scoop.
I just think Leah.
It's basically an OU reunion over there.
It really, it's a
With
boomer
Nicole
pride.
Penley.
Boomer pride.
Yeah.
Just call us boomer.
It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah. We hopped in the group text right after the draft. and
Really?
they were like, dude, like, this is OU. And we're
Yeah.
like, well, that's what happens when you're good.
Wow, you just winked at the camera. Wow.
Giving the people what they want.
Oh yeah. Well, Alicia Freeman, Savannah Jakewish is no longer with the Pride,
Yeah. No,
right?
she's
Okay.
not. She was splitting time with Goody, so that was nice because when both of them were in, it was good, and
Right.
they both had enough rest and they had enough time. So, yeah, I think losing Savannah Jakewish, it just hurts the position as far as not having somebody there. If we picked somebody up in the draft, obviously I'd feel a little bit better about it. But you never know. You get your draft picks, and then you have people showing up to spring training. So you don't know what happens on the back end.
Right. And D'Angelo, again, with a great idea. If the NPF wants a hype man, he's available.
I think that's fine. We should check on position openings and what the pay would be for something like
Yeah. What are the requirements for being a hype man?
that. You have to never think of yourself. It has to be about the other person
Yeah.
at all times. You have to fully devote all of your energy, your time, your passion, your love,
Right.
everything into this person. And you don't have to fully believe what you're saying, but you have to say it like you fully believe it.
D'Angelo, are you taking notes? And anybody out there who's applying for the hype man job for UCSA,
Buy in.
it's not on Indeed or any of the.
Just DM us. We'll figure it out.
Just slide into the DMs.
We'll figure it out.
We'll just make it work. Cool. All right, let's move on to the Cleveland Comets picks, who chose Amanda Sanchez as their first pick.
And she's a huge stud. Let me talk about her. That's another one that I've known for a long time. And to see what she's done moving over to LSU and just doubles machine. She's so I love her swing too.
Yeah.
That's someone that I'm like, I wish I was a lefty. Like, I really do. If I could go back and do it over, it just looks so much cooler. I don't
Yeah.
think I would change the home run thing.
Yeah, of
But
course. Don't wanna lose
if
that.
I could do it from the left side and have a swing that looked like Amanda Sanchez's, it would be pretty cool. But that's a huge pick for them.
Yeah.
That's a really good pickup for them.
And then they went with Taylor McQuillan as
Stud too.
the second pick, and then Megan King picked up another pitcher.
That's it. That's another one. I was a little bit surprised that Megan King went round 3. I thought she would be in the first 2 rounds because that's your national championship pitcher.
Right.
She's consistent. She's been really good this year again. So it's just kind of, I don't know. I was a little shocked at the lower picks, but again, when you look at it, there's 25 picks, so it's not.
So tough.
It's like, what are you asking for? There's 25 people. Like, they've got to go in order somewhere. But she's a stud, so that's a good pickup for them. And I mean, with the 2. McQuillan and then King, that's 2 great pitchers to their staff, which is awesome. I think in the league as a whole, if strong pitchers are committing to go into the league, that's huge. I'm cool with strong pitchers coming in. Even as a hitter, I'm like, that ups the competition. It helps kind of even the playing field out. So you've got your U-Trip and Bandits having that stacked lineup with the names, but then you have the pitchers on other teams. So it kind of evens it out, spreads it out, keeps everybody, even.
And it's so important to have those lefties
Yeah.
in the bullpen.
Yeah, for sure.
Moving on, they picked up Lily Piper from Ohio State, Emily Clark from Ohio State, and Michaela Martin from Auburn. Thoughts on their picks?
I honestly think when you draft the names, like the big time college names, like, you're getting big time players, right? But I've always seen, like, in my time in the league, I've seen the players that kind of overlooked
Yeah.
come and ball out in the league. It's
yeah,
almost
totally.
like this is my time to shine. Like, I didn't get as much hype in college. I wasn't covered that much in certain
Who
teams.
stands out to you?
I'm trying to think of different people. I can't even think of one off the top of my head that stands out. But there's just been so many players that, like, like going back to like Taylor Slopey, like,
Yeah.
just players like on teams that, yeah, Georgia was a powerhouse, but it's just that you don't hear of like totally all the time, but then you're like, they run the league. Like you get into the league and you're like, dude, like Taylor Swift was a huge mainstay in the
Right.
league.
I think another was Brenna Moss.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
Jen Gilbert.
Yeah, totally. No, yes, Jen Gilbert's another one. Brenna Moss is someone that it's like,
Right.
like, she makes it look easy. It's like a video game.
Yeah.
It reminds me kind of Natasha Watley, like how easy it looked. So you get those players that are kind of like just consistent throughout, across the board, and they play good all the time. And it's
Even
just
like
kinda,
those that they had a little Northwestern little core at the Bandits for a while with
But they
Emily
did.
Allard.
blank. So no, that's Emily Allard was another. It's just these are not names that you were hearing
Tammy Williams.
all the time, like a Sydney Romero or like an Amanda Lorenz.
Yeah.
They were names that consistently stayed kind of quiet, and they
But
made
they
their
were
way up.
killers.
Yes, yes, they're
They
like
were
the
killers.
silent assassins. But that's what the league needs. Like we need players like that too. So I dig it. I do.
I think you need both, right? Because people need some familiarity with the well-known players, and then it gives the league gives the opportunity to some of these lesser-known players to really prove themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So Aussie Peppers, new to the league. Their first pick was Tara Alvello.
Which I'm like, I'm such a fan
Yeah,
of
same.
this whole draft class, like everybody, because
Pitchers are strong. Position
Yes.
players are
and
strong.
Taryn's like just a badass. She shoves it when she gets on the mound, and I respect that as a hitter. I'm like, I want to hit. I want to hit against someone that's pitching like they want to kill me.
Yeah.
like that's what it feels like. Because I'm like, I want to kill you. You know what I mean? Like, let's go. Like head to head. And I just always appreciated her energy on the mound. She's badass. I would love to play defense behind her too.
Right.
So that's a good pickup for them.
Yeah, totally. I think what's so interesting is being on the other side and getting to know some of these players. You would never guess that like a Tara Alvello or a Deja Mulapula, who are like complete beasts on the field, but like off the field, they're kind of like soft-spoken.
And like sweet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Super sweet.
Yeah. You never know. That's one thing, you never know how a player is. So you can, I really split players by their personalities on the field and off the field. Like you've got your on field, like I could be like, I really hate you on the field, but like we're so tight off the field. There's players on my own team that I'm like, I don't know if I would like playing against you.
Yeah.
Like I don't, but that's your on field personality, and that's what makes you great, and that's who you are. But Megan Wiggins is another one like that. You play against her,
Yeah.
or you see her play and you hate her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then she's one of my best friends, dearest friends. You just don't know someone until you know them, But that's what makes softball great.
Totally. Well, the Peppers went on to choose Nicole Newman, who was one of the top pitchers in the draft, and they went with Riley Sarton, Texas A&M,
Stud,
third baseman.
Yeah, she's great.
and Tara Trainer, pitcher for Indiana, who's having a phenomenal year.
No, I think the Aussies they're tough.
No.
What was
Hello.
that?
I'm not sure.
Was that a ding dong?
Yeah, someone there?
It's the Aussies. They're back there like, hey,
Yeah.
say something
Oi,
nice.
oi.
Oi. No, they're always super strong. And I last season, one of like my favorite matchups and favorite series were against the Australians. So they shove it too. If I could think of a word that they do, like they just shove it, and they play so raw. And
How scary is Stacey Porter?
she's just like built. Like I can't
Yeah.
even. She's another person that I'm like. Stacey Porter is like
If she-
such a name in softball, and she's such a legend that when you play against her, you're like, this is either gonna go really far or it's still gonna get hit hard right at me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So there's a little bit of an edge when you're playing defense against her, because you're just like, that's such a good, experienced, quality hitter. As a hitter, I love watching her.
Yeah.
Can take little pointers from her. So she's a cool person.
I bet. I love Aussies.
They're
My
so
best
fun.
friend, I'll say it again, Georgia Casey, straight shooter. She loves me. Like I don't know, one of the best infielders I've ever played with. So smart
Yeah.
too. They're really like game savvy. They know the game. So I learned a lot from her. But yeah, that's a good team. I'm really happy that they're part of the league.
So the last team we're going to talk about are the Beijing Shogun.
Auburn.
Yeah.
The Auburn team.
Yeah. War Shogun Eagle. I can't even get that out right now. Wait. War Shugang Eagle. Am I right? Where are my Eagles at? I was like, this is seriously happening.
You need to be silent.
Yeah. Horseshoe Gang Eagle. Do you think there's going to be an eagle that flies across their field before the games?
I think they might
There
just move
should
everything
be.
to Auburn and just do it there. That's what I'm
Speculating.
Sorry.
We're speculating.
No, they're good players, so we can't complain.
Yeah.
Bring good players into the league.
Yeah.
Auburn's a good team. So
Plus, they know. I mean, they know Hunter Veach's system.
yeah, exactly.
Which is
right.
really
No, like if you really look at it, it makes sense, and it's something that, for their purposes, makes sense. I
Yeah.
think there's a couple.
I just like I feel
I don't
so
know,
bad
I'm like-
for some of the players that get left off, like an Aubrey Leach or I mean I can.
There were some. Look up who got left off. There was
So,
one that.
Kylan Becker, I really
She
think that was
is
like
so
a miss.
fast.
I thought the
Yes.
Bandits were gonna pick her up because she, in my mind, kind of embodies their style of play.
Well, can I also say that I think Team USA could have picked her up too?
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many people Team USA could have picked up, but
Totally.
she was one that really impressed me at
Yeah.
the tryout. She's so fast, super athletic. Her arm's incredible in the outfield.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she made it look easy. She's a stud. So I think her type of player, her body type, her movement, everything like that, it, like you said, fits in with the Bandits. That's what they need. They move with speed. You know, that she would have been a great player in the league. So I hope she doesn't stop. That's the hardest part is when you see how limited the picks are. It's 25 picks, and if you don't make it, it's like it's not like football where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take a couple years and still prep because there's still a chance to land somewhere.
Yeah.
It's really difficult if you don't make the cut for the 25. So it's hard to watch the draft. It's great because you're like, welcome to the new class, but then you see a lot of really talented players missing an opportunity to play professional softball when they should be playing well into their 30s.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. It really is, but it's where it's at right now. So
I was really surprised not to hear Callie Harrod's name. I think she's a phenomenal shortstop for Florida State. She's a base stealer. She plays a solid second base. I'm sure she can play multiple positions.
and that's what you need in the league. It's ever changing. There's
Yeah.
not, especially in a league that plays so consistently throughout
Yeah.
the summer. There's injuries. There's we
She's
need
like
these
a
people-
Sandlot kid to me,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
those are like the players that I love, right?
Right.
You don't.
And you need them on your team. You need them on
They
your
keep
team.
it fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Kamalani Dung, I was surprised not to hear her name. I think she's a great pitcher coming out of Cal. I think she's got a good rise ball. Morgan Howe, outfielder for Arizona State. Kelsey Horton from New Mexico State. Maddie Sue Montgomery, which I think is like one of the names that you're kind of talking about that could like fly under the radar.
Yep.
She has led OSU in RBIs and home runs, like as kind of like an unsung hero
Right.
for OSU.
And again,
Maddie Moss.
Yeah, if you can, and you honestly, it sucks because sometimes you're based on where you go, which is just, again, it's unfortunate because a lot of people are just waiting on that opportunity, or they're one step away from a postseason that could have set them on the radar.
Yeah.
For some of these players or these teams to pick up.
That's a great
So
point.
that's what I always think about. Like you get your your Nolan Arenado that plays on he's on the Rockies, stud third baseman, but they're not making it to the postseason a lot. So
Right.
it's like you see players stay in this where they're at, and they have postseason potential, and they have in our case NPF potential, but they just never get that opportunity, and they could completely change the scope of what professional softball looks like. So
Totally.
just rooting for you guys, honestly. Just hope you know that.
Well,
fan
we'll see.
here.
We'll see if the door opens, right?
Yeah,
That's not
you never
like
know.
the draft isn't the end.
No, it's not. And so many of our players that have come on are picked up. Like they're like, hey, could you swing this and come join our team, or something? We have a deficiency here, and we notice that, or someone drops out late, and we need to fill that role. So you can get the call. That's something that could happen.
Well, then there's other opportunities to play abroad. We see some players going to play in Japan, Italy, some other countries. So there's other opportunities, but yeah, some surprises.
Yes. Overall, a good to talk about draft.
All right, let's move on. Some surprises from last weekend. Oregon beats number 1 UCLA at UCLA.
Love it. I love UCLA, but I have my tie to Oregon with Coach Lombardi. But I'm not, it's a shot, like it's a upset, but it's not really surprising for me.
Yeah.
Because Oregon, when they're on, they're hard to beat.
Yeah.
And they have something that not a lot of other teams have right now, and that's like that chip on their shoulder. So that's just a cool kind of unsaid thing, is that they're going into these games and they're like, we're Oregon, we still feel like that need to prove, you know, that we're going to be okay, in which I think they have. So to do that and beat UCLA on UCLA turf with such a good UCLA team. And I just, Rachel Garcia is my girl.
Right?
She's such a stud.
So good.
Like, I just wanted to be her friend, you know? Like, I'm like, I just want to know you. Because she competes so hard. I love people that compete like that.
Yeah. How'd she do at the tryout?
Good. Yeah, she looked good. I hadn't hit, that was one thing about the tryout. Anytime you get a tryout, you're hitting against people that you haven't hit against. And a lot of the girls, like Kelly Barnhill and Rachel Garcia, you wanted to hit against them for so long. You watch them on TV and you're like, ooh, like, they're owning everyone. Like, let me get a piece. So I split with Rachel. I got a line drive to right off of her, but her ball moves, it jumps. So it was good matchups. I just like competitive at bats. I really like when someone, you know, kind of toes up to the line and brings their best.
Like,
it's fun.
That was always like my favorite too. Like, give me the best pitcher in the country.
Well, that's what you want.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't go my way, cool. Like, I'm good.
Yeah.
You know? Like, it's like I still had a competitive at bat. I don't know. There's not.
It's testing yourself.
There's no result oriented process on those pitchers. It's more like, I'm gonna really enjoy this, like the opportunity of this at bat. I loved matchups like that.
Toughest pitcher you've ever hit against?
Okay. You're gonna love this.
Yeah.
You'll love this. So I'm gonna do this once.
Okay.
It's a Texas pitcher.
Yes.
Guess who it is?
Cat Osterman.
No.
No.
I like hitting
Blair?
against yeah.
I know, Blair's pretty sick.
Blair made me feel like I had never played softball in my life my sophomore year. And I feel like I did well the other years, but I remember specifically that weekend, she just had, like, she knew she had me, and she just danced around me. Like, that's literally, I felt so stupid.
Yeah.
I can vividly remember trying to, like, adjust my feet in the box, where, like, and it was just, she perfectly placed these balls. So that, when anybody asks, they're always like, oh, is it Wayno, or was it, you know, Kat or Kehlani, and I'm like, it was Blair. Like, she just owned me that entire weekend. It was at Texas too.
A little bit of a surprise.
I'm gonna chill on the Texas stuff though. Too much press.
We should stay on it. Tell me more.
Too much press. No, shout out to Blair. She's a good pitcher. Yeah.
I love Blair. You know, and we had an alumni game a while back ago.
Yeah.
It was like a real alumni game.
No, you guys dressed out and everything.
Yeah, exactly. First pitch. Wha-pow!
Did you?
Over the left center fence. I was like,
dude, that's so dope. Dude, she's still
I was like,
really pumped.
I was like high-fiving the players as I was like,
oh yeah,
running
no,
around the bases.
That's so legit. Don't you love that?
Oh yeah, of course I do.
Shout out to my girl Paige Parker, but when the Pride came through on their college tour and we played OU and Paige was pitching, and then I was like, all right, let's get it. Pow! And you're just like, dude, when you do it like at home and you haven't been there, you're like, it's way too exciting. Like we should pull back a little bit, but those are like favorite moments ever.
But then she struck me out and I looked stupid the second time around.
Yeah. But you got
and
the
we
first
joked
one.
about
It's
it.
okay.
Yeah, we joked about
like,
it after.
You have it.
Yeah.
You are
you
that
know?
hitter. Dude, what a great memory. That's
I know, it was.
Wish I could have done that.
It was a lot on
Off of Blair.
Like, everyone kind of went crazy. But moving
the
on.
crowd went wild.
Yeah.
I couldn't hear anything. It was so exciting.
Yeah. Sorry, geeking out a little bit.
My cheeks hurt from smiling.
Yeah, same. All right. UNC takes the FSU series. Now, this is the second series that FSU has dropped in the ACC. They lost.
I'm not worried about it.
Unfazed?
I'm not worried about it.
Questions about the pitching?
They're fine. I think they're fine. I honestly.
Why do
think
you
they're
say
good.
that?
Because it's FSU. Because I know the coaching staff. Because they're very process oriented. So they're not tripping.
Yeah.
Like I know that. I know their style of play. I know how they run their team. They're not worried about it. They're gathering all that information. Why did we drop those series? What did it look like? Where did we miss? What are our deficiencies? And they're working their ass off to get back to what they know they can do. So I'm really not tripping about FSU. They're fine.
Okay. Last topic for today, what everyone's really wanting to talk about. is the OU Texas series. Big series.
It is.
Oklahoma's undefeated. I feel like they're going, like, when was the last time they lost a game in the Big 12?
It's been a while. I can't even
Yeah.
name it, but it's been a while.
We need a fact checker.
We own Big 12. This
Wasn't always that way.
It wasn't. But for me, it was.
Mm-hmm.
It was. Texas is just like such a dope series.
Yeah.
And it's, even if you're on top, it's still stressful. It's still a stressful series. Like, it's never, ever a series where you know you're going to just roll in. It's like you feel those nerves and you're like, this is a big series. Like, I remember feeling that, especially on Texas.
I love that series. That was my favorite series.
Yes, and on Texas territory, and at that, it's such a tough field to play at. It's a completely different look than OU's field. It's higher. The fans are on top of you. It's louder. So I remember the preparation kind of jumps a bit when you have a series against Texas. We just kind of amped it up, our practices. You felt something different. So I don't know, you talk about the old school rivalry anyway, but it really does feel like a rivalry. I don't know exactly how it's going to be this year with a completely different look of an Oregon. Did I say Oregon
You
team?
did. You did.
I didn't even mean to, but that's what I meant. But no, I think it looks like a completely different team. It is a different team. So I don't know if those players on Texas really know what this means.
Yeah, it's
so
a big deal.
it could be interesting what happens.
I think Texas is going to take the first game.
Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off. Hell no, they're not taking the hurt. What are you talking about? I think OU creams Texas.
No
leaves
ma'am.
them in the dust.
No, ma'am.
We'll see you later.
No, ma'am.
Bye.
No.
Oregon, Texas.
No. Look, the key for Texas is to minimize any kind of damage
Agree.
on look, Oklahoma is going to put up their runs.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can minimize the damage, they have a chance, because I think Texas will hit OU's pitching. Look, they've faced G. Juarez now for 2 seasons now in the pack, so
True.
they
No,
already
there's
have
no-
that report.
Yeah, exactly. And that's
So I
usually
think-
our backup gun that, like, we're like, hey, you've never seen her
Yeah.
before, so.
And Mariah Lopez, obviously one of the best changeups. She's a stud. She's ready to take, put the team on her back.
Shannon's good, too.
Yeah, Shannon Sales, no joke.
Yeah.
Great
So,
rise ball.
Yes.
Who do you think will throw the first game for OU?
I think Juarez could throw, just to be like,
Really?
Just to be
Just
like, let's
because-
match it up and let's just do it, because
Yeah.
it's like, Coach really loves pulling shit out of players. Like, she's
Mm-hmm.
like, buck up. So she'll always, if you don't think that's going to be the matchup, because there could possibly be something.
Yeah.
Like, I think of seasons past when they're like, oh, they hit Paige Parker really hard last time. No shot they're going to pitch Paige Parker. And then Paige Parker's on the
Yeah.
mound to kind of shove it and be like, no, like, we're going to go back at it.
Yeah.
So I can see her doing something like that almost, just for that first game. But I don't know. I think this is going to be they work by committee, so I think it's going to be a by committee weekend. It's just going to be something that we're going to depend on each other and hope that we outscore the opponent. I think Texas needs to use their surroundings as well. Sold out.
Look, this is a sold-out crowd.
It's huge. That's
Laura
so
and
big.
I are going to be there.
We're going to be there.
We have a cornhole matchup prior to the game,
That could
which
be,
will reveal
yes,
the actual
I was gonna say,
ending
that
of the
could
OU
be
Texas game.
a preview of what's to come for the weekend. I'm excited. OU needs to scratch the whole we're number one. Scratch that. I don't think they've ever put in, at least when I was on the team, it was never some, if we focused on being pumped about a number one ranking, it never went well. We did better with the target on our back, but also kind of as an underdog.
I feel like the number one ranking is kind of a curse too.
I would personally rather be 2 than 1, because
Mm-hmm.
you're just underdog style, and I think OU has kind of it's weird because they've had an underdog style, but then at the same time it's like you've won national championship, like you're on top, so you don't play like the underdog, dude. Like at some point we gotta this is OU softball, baby. You know what I mean? They're doing it though. That's my team. I love them.
Just kidding. I mean, they're good.
It's gonna. We can't. It's like we can't talk about it and not talk shit. It's like the history of that rivalry is so dope.
It runs
but it's
deep.
gonna be. I'm good softball. Fan of good softball. So it's gonna be really cool. Mm-hmm. And I love that. Go Big
series.
12.
Yeah, go Big 12.
Go Big 12.
Well, Lauren, you've got some fans on here who are saying that you should just keep coming back.
Let me see. Show me.
Let me go back.
Danielle
Show me who's saying it. I'll be
Yeah.
here every week.
She said Laura needs to be on FloSoftball full time for like ever. This is awesome.
Oh, sweet. Hey.
Yeah, so
I
you
love
got
it.
some fans already. Not that you don't have fans, but
Thanks for having me. This is like,
Yeah.
I could do this all day. I could talk
Yeah.
about softball all day. So.
samesies.
And other things.
Cool. All right, y'all. Well, we've got more things to do today with Lauren, but thanks for joining us, and we'll see you guys next week, and Sarah will be back with us. See ya.